hot water. Summertime had arrived on Sodor, and Thomas's branch line was busier than anyone could have expected. The work increase had caught them all off guard, and they were quick to complain.
I'm overworked. These extra trains do wear an engine out.
You think you're overworked? You don't have to pull the mail at night and trucks during the day.
Well, Percy, at least my jobs have a bit more significance. Pulling passengers is most important. After all, mail doesn't complain.
You and I both know that my post trains are just as important. All you do is tattle on about in your airy manner.
Well then, let me tell you.
Silence, the pair of you.
The pair looked down in horror to see the Fat Controller standing between the rails.
Sorry, sir.
As you should be. Now that I've recently noticed that, in your defence, work on the branch line has increased rather a lot
Tell us something that
recently.
we don't know.
So, because of this, I have decided to send in another engine to help out. I do hope there won't be any trouble.
And with that, the Fat Controller strode back to his car and drove away. Thomas and Percy were very relieved at the news.
Maybe we can actually get some rest now.
Not that you deserve any. You don't have to work through the night.
A day or two passed and the engine finally arrived. It was James. He grumbled dreadfully about it.
I'll die or something.
The others weren't too keen on the idea either. Nonetheless, the work began to lessen. Soon, James began to boast.
It's no wonder I was sent here to help. In fact, if I hadn't come, then there would still be delays. I'm the pride of the line, you see.
Be fair, James. You know that we all work equally as hard.
Ah, if that's so, then why am I here getting you all out of this mess?
Probably because no other pompous engines were available.
James went red in the face in both embarrassment and anger. He blew steam everywhere and grumbled to himself. The next day, the temperature rose enormously.
Anyway, little siding of a siding. I mean,
James was waiting at Dryall Station picking up passengers when Thomas arrived for the switchover.
Good morning, James.
Where have you been? This is a guaranteed connection, you know, and I can't be kept waiting for the likes of you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realise that saying good morning was such a waste of your time.
Never up and on the main line. Your dilly-dallying is what costs us time, little Thomas. Whereas I'm trying to keep to schedule. You could take a thing or two out of my book.
Thomas wanted to reply, but James blasted his whistle and set off. He arrived at the junction and was right on time. The idea now was that James would uncouple from the train and allow another engine from the main line to take the train away. James uncoupled from the train and went into the siding. He was about to have a good rest when the station master ran up.
Why are you there?
Me?
Of course. There's a special train that's going out soon, on the way to the top station on Thomas's line. It's for the passengers, who get an exclusive look into the sheds, station offices and whatnot. The Fat Controller wants you to pull it.
Well, of course.
Good. Now get turned round and be on your way.
James went to have a wash. He wanted to impress both his passengers and the other engines. After that, James went to get the coaches. At this point, the weather was so humid that James began to feel rather unwell. The crew didn't think much of it and let James carry on. The passengers boarded and the guard blew his whistle, and they started off. The red engine was soon flying along the line. He was enjoying himself, but all too soon did his fun come to an end.
Oh, it's so hot. I need a drink, please.
I think something's up. Oh, no. Your injectors have failed. We'll have to damp down your fire.
They struggled on for another mile, but as they arrived at Dryall, James ran out of steam completely. He came to a stand a good few feet away from the station platform.
Oh, not here! What's happened?
Not entirely sure. We'll have to check you over.
Within mere minutes, the problem was found.
Found it.
Shut up.
It seems your water tank's gotten too hot, James, and in turn it's made you overheat.
Oh, rubbish! Only diesels overheat.
You'd think that, wouldn't you? The water in your tender tank's too hot for the injector to work properly. It's this hot weather, you see. You won't be going any further today.
But how will the passengers go on? They need an engine and everyone's busy.
Wow. Thomas is shunting at the next station. I'll go over there and ask him to take the train away.
Oh, bugger.
Thomas was delighted. He arrived at Dryor and glanced at James.
I thought you were a guaranteed connection and didn't have the time to wait for me. Hey, James?
The red engine said nothing. Thomas chuckled to himself and coupled up to him. Then he shunted him away and buffered up to the coaches. Puffing off, he whistled long and loud.
Goodbye, James. Look forward to seeing you later.
James was left alone and ashamed. He sat in the siding for a long time waiting. His crew had to dump the water in his tank, and as the sun set, he began to feel cold. It was getting late when Thomas came back. He was very happy.
You alright there, James? No one refilled your tender?
No.
Better take you back to the sheds then.
Soon they were coupled up and they began to head back home.
I'm sorry for being so rude to you, Thomas. I'm not the pride of the line, we all are.
Apology accepted, James. Apology accepted.